You're such an asshole.
Green Acres is the place to be. Ba 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 da da. However, the rest of the song goes. Ba ba ba. Watched it when I was sick from school. Didn't appreciate the humor because I was an adult. Good day. I have a couple questions I would like your opinion on. Is it worth being a generational farmer in a depopulation world since us farmers are too good at our jobs and make people fat? Two, is being a generational farmer class as a trust fund, bro? Because I think it is. Yeah, if you're inheriting millions of dollars, you are a trust fund. Now, whether you become a douchebag bro is up to you. It was also up to your father to force you to work on the farm, which it sounded like he did. So it is possible that, I had a kid, a friend of mine, he was rich. His parents were rich. He wasn't a dick. His parents made him work. They didn't give him nothing. And so that's at first up to your dad, then it's up to you. And it doesn't sound like you're going to be a finance bro or a farm bro. Keep up the good work, and you can use my name. Not all Dave Hawks think it's his fake name. So I said, I don't know anything about generational farming. My question would be, what does the farm you're set to inherit generate in terms of profit? The question you asked is difficult, so please keep the numbers private. If weather and markets are favorable, we can make this a very handsome profit. The way I understand generational farming is I get the farm from my father and look after him and mom into their retirement, and I continue to grow the farm. So one of my sons would like to take it over and the cycle repeats. All right, so it's just farming. It's like any other asset. The main part of the first question I ask is I cannot understand what the world looks like with a declining. I got a question. I'm not criticizing you. But do they train you millennials and zillennials and zoomers to look at the absolute worst possible outcome? Do they look for you for always reasons to say no? Like I'm trying to think. The obvious example I could give you is like, well, look, you got to hit the gym, but there's still a chance they'll say no. Like, you all look for nothing. Are you all turning in a bunch of girls and I do mean this, you always look for a reason not to do something. You always look for the way to say no. You should major in engineering. Another one, but if we all major in engineering, yeah, but y'all ain't going to major in engineering. AI's just going to come and take our job. I'm like, honest to God, go end it then. Just go end it. End it. Oh my God, the depopulation. Really? Are you worried about that? Look, whatever amount of depopulation is going to happen, two things are going to buttress that depopulation. You're going to have second and third world people breeding because poor people breed. It's just a fact. Hang on, let me hear that. The second thing is your Westerners. They're fat. They're going to pig out. They're just going to eat more. Hang on, I'm finding my spot. So to farm marginal cropping ground and will be the first to be pushed out of the farming game. All right, I don't know. I mean, okay, the land isn't that good. I said, well, if you got pushed off, how much land in there? What's the value of the land if you could sell it? And how much debt do your parents have? That will have to be paid off. Have you looked at the income statements? That's always one. My dad wants to give me his company. And the dad has been busting his ass off for 45 years, is crippled, and there's no money. Like, we barely got by. Is it a good deal? I'm like, dude, you were brought up poor. Your dad worked 50 years and he's got nothing to show for it. I'm no analyst, but I'm gonna step out on a limb here and say the company, he probably didn't make that much money, but it's a company. Should I buy it? Do you have his tax returns to see how much money he made? Well, he really isn't good at keeping numbers. No shit, really. I mean, go back 10 years. What does the profits each year look like? And how do you know how to farm? All right. So you don't want me to give the numbers. I got to give general numbers. The farm is worth right now multiple millions of dollars. There's a fair amount of value in the machinery, and the debt is, not that much of it. It's good. So it's not like the farm is worth 5,000,000 and mom and dad have 5.2 million in debt taken out of it, and it's been losing money ever since. Um, but there's a lot of people at the bar, bro. So and the reason I bring that up is even in the worst case scenario, you inherit the farm, you try to run the farm, you can't make a profit on the farm. You can sell the farm and pay off the debts, and then, you still have a lot of money left over to take care of your matter of fact, if it was me, if you could get that money for that farm, I'd absolutely liquidate it. I'd run that idea past your parents, like, "Look, there's multiple millions of dollars here. We could all live like kings and never have to work again." But the family farm. That'd just be me. But I don't have kids. I'd be like, "What generations?" "No, that's it. I'm the only generation. Generation Aaron. That's it. I don't give a crap. I'll be dead about the future generations." What about your culture? Oh, is that the culture that, got fat and wanted to fight all the time because you didn't wear the right shoes? That culture? Oh, yeah, what a great culture. Um, so getting back to the analysis of your family farm, you got millions in equity. Y'all wouldn't have to work. Yes, I know how to farm. So you started when you were young. Good. I've seen the books the last 10 years. And hang on, let me do some quick math. Okay. Just why doesn't anyone learn basic math? Um, it it looks like it's unless you gave me the exact numbers here, but it looks like you had 1 good year and the remaining 9 were money losing years. So I don't know what those losses added up to. I'm gonna guess cumulatively added up if your parents are taking out more debt on the place. So you have a money losing operation here, which I'm gonna tell you, if your business lose money, there is no value in the business. The assets have value, sell them off to somebody else. But right now, why would you work unless there were some other stellar years, some bumper crop years? So far, it looks to me the farm loses money or barely breaks even. Why would you deal with that? Why would you farm? Farming's hard. Just me, just me. I would sell it. This is just me. You don't have to do this. This is up to you. I'd sell it. I'd take the literally millions of dollars you would get for it. Mom, dad, here's your nice little condo, someplace warm and south. Brothers, sisters, here's your several $1,000,000 a piece each. I'm throwing, if you'd still like to be invested in real estate, toss it into a diversified real estate investment trust, da 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 da, and we're done. We never have to work or farm again. And now we could be liberal white girls from the suburbs and major in journalism and talk about how great we are and we're brave and amazing. I don't know what I wouldn't do that with my millions. I would not go and live that life. I would have to like, "No, I gotta do something." So unless you had some kind of like mom and dad, this is possible. Mom and dad are boomers and they're like, "Technology, what's that? We did it this way in 1890, and so do we did in 1940. We're going to be, come on, baby, light my fire." Ba-dum, ba-dum, bum, bum, bum. Mix it between the Green Acres song and Jim Morrison. Like, I'm not joking. It could be something that simple. Like, you want to farm, you're like, "Hey, if we grow pot, we can make a ton of money." But this sounds like a money-losing operation or marginal and not worth it. So I go grab the tax returns or the income statements, go do a financial analysis, and is what you really ought to do, and you could be able to do this. You take your profits after tax, right? Add them all up, or just do them year to year. I don't know. That would do it over 10 years. Find out how much your profits were and divide that by full-time work for 10 years. That's 20,000 hours. Figure out what you're getting paid per hour. That'll tell you real quick. Okay, we worked 10 years. Here's 10 years worth of profits. We divide it by 20,000 hours, 2,000 hours a year full time. Unless you work in Spain, I think it's like 1,300. Mañana, mañana, mañana. That's the Spanish country's national anthem. Mañana es muy bueno. Why are we poor? Why do we have to live at home with our parents? Oh, but we got nice beaches. That's California. And then find out and then say, is it worth getting paid $12 an hour? Might be negative. So there we go. We got to, wow. Why do we have 4 super chats on this one? I don't get it. Drew, $5. Family farms are a dying business and a money pit. When my grandfather died, it was a disaster divided among my dad and uncles. Sell it all. Drew, thank you, Drew, for contributing to, because you have background on this too. Most farms are being turned into wedding venues. That is weird. So over on the north side, there's a good barbecue place, and there's a wedding venue that was a farm. Yeah, that happened in landscaping too. So I used to work at a landscaping shop over in Wisconsin, and we bust our asses off, retaining walls, this, that, grading. And then the woman ran the flower shop, and I think, especially when you accounted for Valentine's Day and weddings and prom and all that, like the flower shop generated 70% of the profit. And I was a dumbass schmo, man. We're out there toiling. Infamous New York City, $5. Lots of migrants come across the border waiting for work. Put them to work and make some money. Never sell farmland. It'd always be an asset. But that's why I'm saying if he sells it and then reinvests it in a real estate investment trust, the farmland's not generating cash flow. It isn't. So it's a non-profitable asset. I'm not saying the real estate investment trust is going to provide cash flow, but it does pay a dividend. But you still and it's diversified. That's the other thing with real estate. It's diversified. I'm not telling you to do that, by the way. I'm just saying that's an option that you should research later. Dr. Paradox, 269, family farm to bunny ranch. Probably. Dang right. Dang right. Oh, what a glorious day. I'm not sick anymore, by the way. I got a little remnant. I'm feeling so good. I'm going to go to the gym today. All right, there you go. Questions, answers, Asshole Consulting. Link down below is a link to Bachelor Pad Economics. You guys can learn to do your own financial analysis. I strongly recommend you do. And we'll see you guys later. Toodles.